how about a rant? I'm going to title this Dark Hearts and Lost Souls in the End Times. I just got out of work, and I don't fit in anywhere. I just can't. No matter where I go and get a job, when you are a person who is as awake as I have been for, it feels like half a century now, you can't relate. I can't anyway. I cannot relate with these sheep. These people, there's a wide range of age groups there. For specifically what I'm doing, I'm one of the older ones. There's some older people as well, mostly working, office type positions and things like that. And I'm not, because I just started at this place a few months ago and trying to get my foot in the door, to hopefully, maybe, if I can stomach it. And don't get me wrong, the bosses, the people who hired me, all that, I really like a lot. But it just, I can't stomach stupid. I just can't. It's so hard on a daily basis. So anyway, the ones who I do work around, their whole lives revolves, it seems like, around video games. There's maybe two and a half maybe that I can have a normal conversation with. For the most part, it's just video games. These people live in fantasy worlds. They do not live in reality. Most of them have no idea what's going on and don't care to know. In fact, they don't want to know. The direct supervisor, he's a 28-year-old kid, and what I would consider a classical hippie. But he thinks that everyone needs the jab. He won't go as far as saying that it needs to be mandatory, but he really believes that everyone would benefit if everyone would get the jabbo. So he's clueless, and I tried to talk to him early on about certain things, and it's just like, he don't want to hear it. In fact, one day I even heard him listening to Joe Rogan podcast, and I was like, man, I think there might be a little window here. I can get in here on this fella and wake him up, because that's, I feel like that's something that, if you have all this knowledge about what's really going on, you should try to share with people. And no, it just, I don't know, it's strange. He don't believe in all that conspiracy bull. So it just gets hard. And so what had happened was on Friday, there's one position in there that everybody really kind of relishes, because you're kind of just out on your own. I'm really speeding. I hope I don't get a ticket. You're just kind of out on your own. You're doing your own thing, and you don't have to like get in or out of anyone else's way. It's just, everybody kind of likes that position. You're just kind of off to yourself. And so that's the position that I got on Friday, because that's how it goes. It's like rotating around. And so on Friday I got that, and I went up there to start my shift, and we're supposed to stock every night. When we leave, we're supposed to restock the things that we'll need for the next day for the next person, so that it's stocked. And so when I got up there, there was like no stock. I mean, we have to have these totes, different colored totes that we use depending on the orders and stuff, and we generally try to keep 15 or 20 of them on hand so that you're not scrambling around trying to grab them. And there was one gray, one blue. It was very low on like boxes that you need to make and all that. And so this kid, I don't know for sure how old he is. The crying shame of it all is that he's a father, and he has 2 children, and he talks all the time about how his wife is useless. He demeans her all the time. You can hear him talking about her and all of her problems, and I can just only imagine what the life is like for the children at that home, because he's one of the ones who, anytime you hear him speaking, he's either talking bad about his wife or he's talking about a video game. So just imagine that's the type of person that we're dealing with here. So it ruffled my feathers, because him and then another gentleman who has been working there for almost 20 years actually finished out the day there at that position. And I don't fault the guy that's been there for so long, because he just went over there to help the fella because he was real far behind and needed assistance. So that being said, there was 2 of them there. He should have, and even there's been times when, even when all the work is done for the day, you have to still go and get your stock and take it and put it up there. But this guy didn't bother to do that. So I get up there Friday morning and it's empty. And so I come back out and come back to the front of the warehouse to start gathering up everything I need. And of course, there they are, standing there talking about video games. And that just rubbed me the wrong way. And so I kind of went off a little bit, and there was several other people around, and I guess, because you know how the children are nowadays, you can embarrass them at the drop of a hat. So apparently I embarrassed the little fella really badly, because I scolded him, and I guess that wasn't my responsibility. You can't talk to anyone about being an adult nowadays. You can't say anything to anyone about how they need to be responsible nowadays. You might hurt somebody's feelings. So then later on in the day, and y'all are going to think I'm stupid when I tell you the rest of this part, but later on in the day, one guy came up and told me that something had been bothering him over what happened, and that was that when they were out on their first smoke break, he overheard the gentleman that got his feelings hurt saying, and pardon my language here, but apparently he told one of the other guys, they were all sitting around there laughing and joking about it, and probably still giving him a hard time about me scolding him. And I guess what he said was something to the effect that he should have beat my ass. So I didn't really know how to deal with that. And I know, and what I should have done, and I still may do, and I just haven't yet, because I really don't want to. I don't know. I just don't want to have to deal with trouble at any way whatsoever. Whether it's me going and telling management what he said. I mean, I don't feel that there's anything to legitimately feel threatened about. If I did, then I would have went directly to management. I just feel like that's the way that the children speak nowadays, because they have no respect whatsoever for elders, for women, for reality in general. So I don't feel that there's a real threat, but I haven't forgotten about it, put it that way. And I have caught myself kind of, watching my back a little bit around him. I haven't confronted him about it, what he said. I don't know. I haven't done anything about it yet. I've just stewed on it, I suppose. And so today I got truck duty. And most people don't like truck duty. I don't mind truck duty. I kind of enjoy it. I enjoy the organization part of it. It's loading the truck, printing out labels, things like that. And so I saw him on multiple occasions. And it's really funny. He gets this maniacal grin. So I am starting to get a little bit concerned. But I could tell that he was doing things to make my job harder. It's just too many details to try to explain. But he was doing things on purpose to make my job harder. I could tell that. And what's funny is I had mentioned to the fellow patriot who told me what the guy said about me. I'd mentioned it to him that this guy's conniving, and he's probably going to do whatever he can to cause me trouble now from here on out. And so, yeah, I think that that's probably what's happening. So I may end up having to go ahead and do something about this. But I just needed to get this off my chest. I don't want to talk to my mom about it. I don't want to have her worrying and being upset. I talked to Sony about it. Sony, you may watch this, I don't know. But Sony, she immediately thought, I should go to management and tell them about it. I just still haven't. I've not ruled it out that I'm not going to. But I just haven't yet. So been dealing with that, and it just like, I don't know, it's just like every day you get more and more, at least I get more and more agitated and fed up, and just to the point that, and I've said this 100 times so far, I don't know how much more of this fake reality I can stand to take. I don't know how much more of it I can stomach. I just don't. I mean, everybody's got to have their point to where they're like, I'm not going to put up with this anymore. And I just really feel that way, I don't know. I mean, now I have this mortgage, this house that, I did the adult thing and bought this property, and sometimes it's not that I regret it, because I love it. It's so quaint and so nice, and it's just, I don't know. I don't know how much longer I can stand being around stupid. It's just being in this fake reality that we're in. It just makes me I don't want to live in a neighborhood, I don't want to have neighbors, I don't want to have a job where I have to work with people. I'm having a hard time stomaching people. I don't know, is anybody else feeling that way? I'm sure other people are, but sometimes I just feel so alone in it, And why the reason I say dark hearts and lost souls is just, I mean, these people are empty shells. They're just empty shells. They have no conscience whatsoever. They have no concern for other people, no concern for well-being of, community. There's just a lack of care and a lack of humility. And I know that it's just going to get worse and worse. I honestly don't think that it's going to get any better until it's all said and done and it gets way better. But I think that dark hearts and lost souls are people that we're going to have to deal with going through this. So, sorry that I went on as long as I have, but I just had to get this off my chest. So, much love to everyone. Merry Christmas, and take care.